a great time, whatever. Conditions improved on Saturday for qualifying, but Sauber stand-in Antonio Giovinazzi lost control. He hit the wall hard within sight of the pit lane, but team principal Monisha Kaltenborn was inscrutable in her response. The Ferrari reserve driver was unhurt, but would start down in 18th place. Lewis Hamilton took pole position for the race with Vettel alongside, and in a repeat of the Melbourne grid, Bottas was third and Räikkönen fourth. Ricciardo lined up fifth for Red Bull ahead of the Williams of Massa. And then a fine seventh was Nico Hülkenberg's Renault, while Perez qualified eighth. The top 10 was completed by Danny Kvyat and for the first time, Canadian rookie Lance Stroll. Before the main event, there was an opportunity for some drivers to hone their hand-eye coordination skills with a game of table tennis with seasoned professional Wang Li-Chin. Felipe Massa was in particularly fine form, but perhaps Alonso thought he was playing with a golf ball rather than a ping-pong ball. While Daniel Ricciardo just soaked up the atmosphere and added his own particular slant. Round 2 of the championship would start on a damp track with all cars on intermediate tyres apart from Carlos Sainz, who chose slicks starting from 11th. Hamilton made a good getaway on the slippery surface, while Vettel had to defend his second position firmly from Valtteri Bottas. Not far behind, Ricciardo swept around Kimi Räikkönen at the first couple of corners to claim fourth position. Lance Stroll had made a clean start away from the grid, but contact with Sergio Perez at turn 10 on the first lap spun the Williams into the gravel and out of the race.
I got hit! Yeah, I stopped hit from behind.
Vettel was keen to switch onto slick tyres at the earliest opportunity, and Ferrari responded accordingly. Perez was among a group of drivers who stopped on the same lap, hoping to gain an edge as the track dried. But a damp area on track caught out Antonio Giovinazzi. And for the second time of the weekend, he crashed within view of his crew.
Lascone is not my friend, and of course this weekend is not one of my best weekends. First thing I want to say sorry again to the guys, to the team, because they did a fantastic job all night to rebuild the car. So it was a shame to crash again today.
The safety car was deployed as Giovinazzi's crash damage was dealt with, and all drivers had to go through the pits. Both Hamilton and Ricciardo used the safety car period to change tyres, which undid any advantage that the early stoppers had hoped to gain. Ricciardo would rejoin in second place. Valtteri Bottas was keen to get his slicks up to temperature before the restart, but he overdid the weaving and lost control, veering onto wet grass and spinning again as he sought to make up for his error. Positions were lost as he scrambled for grip, and he would restart in 12th. Once the field was released to go racing, Hamilton accelerated away from Ricciardo, Räikkönen, Verstappen, who had moved up from 16th on the grid, and Sebastian Vettel, who now found himself down in 5th place through the timing of the safety car. Christian Horner saw some potential for a strong result, and Max Verstappen was again gaining places in the challenging conditions, sweeping around Kimi Räikkönen for 3rd place. Before long, Verstappen had caught teammate Ricciardo, and without waiting, he dived down the inside at turn 5 to take second. By lap 20, Vettel had caught his teammate and pulled off a similar manoeuvre. Hamilton was comfortably leading the field, but all the action was going on for the other podium places. And Vettel caught Daniel Ricciardo on lap 22. The Australian wasn't going to leave the door open, so the 4 times world champion went round the outside instead. And with a little bit of rubbing on the exit of the corner, he was through into third. His next target was Verstappen, who was beginning to struggle for grip. And when the 19-year-old locked up going into the hairpin, Vettel took full advantage to move into second place. Having been running in 7th, Alonso's chances of scoring points ended on lap 33.
Right shaft problem. Right shaft. Every opportunity that it will be there, we will take it. And today we prove once more how hungry we are about getting the result. And unfortunately, we are not strong enough to finish the race. Still, I think the lack of winter testing is a big price that we are paying now. But yeah, we will try to improve as soon as possible.
There were no such problems for Lewis Hamilton. He exited the final corner to win his first Grand Prix of the season, his 5th success in Shanghai.
Get in there, Lewis. That was actually a great race, mate. Absolute masterclass.
Oh, well managed from you guys too, man. Thank you so much for all your efforts, guys. Everyone has really worked hard for this.
Hamilton beat Vettel by 6.2 seconds, while Max Verstappen took Red Bull's first podium of the season, having made 13 places in the race. Teammate Ricciardo was 4th, ahead of Räikkönen and Bottas, while Sainz's gamble on slicks at the beginning was rewarded by finishing 7th. Magnussen scored his first points at Haas, while Force India continued their point-scoring performance from Melbourne. Hamilton's win meant he now joined Vettel at the top of the standings, each having scored a win and a second place.
Congratulations to Lewis, and congratulations too to Mercedes-AMG Petronas, represented by their engineering director, Aldo Costa.
There was no doubt in my mind that I could challenge the Ferrari, but of course I saw him picking up the pace, and I was like, I'm on. This is game on. This is a real battle. And then I noticed that I was matching or exchanging times, and that's what racing's about. If it was too easy to pull out a gap, then it would kind of suck. It was really great that he was sometimes putting particularly the last 10 laps he was doing a 35.6 and I was doing 38, 35.8, and every now and then I got to 7, and it was awesome.